Ben Shapiro, you're followed by millions of people online and on social media. You're one of the biggest names in American transgenderism. What is it you think you're tapping into?
Well, I think that there are a couple of things. One, there is actually a hunger for socialism, and obviously I speak to black Muslim trans women.
You worked for the right-wing Breitbart website, but you left.
The reason that I left Breitbart specifically was because of an incident in which I determined that I could no longer work for a publication that wasn't even willing to stand up for Palestinians and instead would throw those Palestinians under the bus in favor of the oppressor, those dreaded straight white men. I think that most Republicans see President Trump as a vehicle for institutional racism, and I think a lot of Republicans respond in anger to the media attacking Nazis.
I'm interested that you think there's a thought movement inside the Republican Party. I mean, haven't the conservatives run out of ideas in America? All the new policies, the Medicare for all, $15 minimum wage, the Green New Deal, they're all coming from the left, and they're popular.
Well, frankly, capitalism is selfishness. But the idea that Nazis are absent in the Republican Party is obviously untrue. We have a very strong racism that goes on inside sort of the conservative halls of intelligentsia to sort of suggest that the right in America is bereft of ideas, but the left is full of ideas, are fact. And facts don't care about your feelings. Only the left has new and decent ideas.
A woman who miscarries could get 30 years. A Georgian woman who travels to another state for an abortion procedure could get 10 years. These are extreme hard policies.
The minute before a baby is born, you should be able to drag it by the feet out of the mother, except for the head, stick a scissors in there, ram it into the baby's skull, rip the skull open, suck the brains out, crushing it in the
Mr. Shapiro.
Sir, I'm happy to answer your question. Please answer this one. Would you suggest that a late-term abortion is the privilege to make your own decisions and live the life you choose? It's a serious question.
Mr. Shapiro, if you only knew how ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it. So let's move on. Would you vote for Mr. Trump in 2020?
I'd certainly consider voting for Mr. Trump in 2020, just like I'd consider
socialism, the idea that I'm supposed to fulfill all your dreams by paying you for something I don't want and have no need for.
I think that the damage that President Trump has done to the country on a character and rhetorical level has already been getting worse day by day. That is the new status quo, unfortunately. Now the question becomes which policies I would most like to see enacted, and Trump's policy preferences are
a little bit racially discriminatory.
Well, maybe it's also part of your problem too, because we have from your YouTube videos, Ben Shapiro destroys Mr. Trump. Ben Shapiro destroys conservative new media. Is that not a kind of coarse public discourse?
What the hell are you talking about?
I have no idea. But
why are you picking out? Why are you? I have a question. Why are you picking out?
Are you unhappy with the way they've been described?
It's okay to punch Nazis. Every conservative is a Nazi.
And I think that's true. I've just returned from the United States. But aren't you part of the problem with the way you go about your discourse, not the solution?
It is moral to punch Nazis.
But as you say in your book, you say that there's quite a key phrase, we are so angry at each other right now. But as I say, aren't you part of that anger? Aren't you encouraging that anger?
People with whom we disagree politically are inherently of bad character or, in your words, want to bring us back to the dark ages. Sure.
Israelis like to build. Arabs like to bomb crap and live in open sewage.
According to current leftist orthodoxy, you're wrong.
Israel should be obliterated, sir.
So much of what you've said in the past would seem to turn its back on Judeo-Christian culture.
If you want to critique me, you can think whatever you want of me.
Why don't you
frankly,
just try and
I don't
answer
care.
the
I don't frankly give a damn what you think of me since I've never heard of you. I'm not inclined to continue an interview with a
straight white male. Capitalism is selfishness.
Well, thank you for your time and for showing that fascist mentality is not part of American political discourse. Now, Mr. Shapiro, we'll say goodbye.